2 years before I won the title the first year. I was a freshman in college. I went to the pageant, didn't really win anything, didn't make the finals, and felt a little bit discouraged, and so glad though that I didn't quit after that year. I actually sat out for 3 years and then went back my senior year in college and I won. And so I guess just a lesson in you don't always have to start out being the very best. You can work up to it, and if you really want it and are willing to put in what it takes, then it could just happen for you.
Actually, I competed 3 times before I won. My first year that I went, actually my first year I competed in the Miss America system. I didn't even make it to Miss Arkansas. And I think I wouldn't have had it any other way, because that 3rd year I was more prepared. I knew what I was doing. I felt confident that no matter what the outcome, I knew I gave it my all. And I think until you get to that point, it's just not even really worth it. When you know who you are and you're ready to present your best self, it makes it so much better.
So I competed 4 times before winning Miss Arkansas, 3 times in Miss Arkansas and once in Miss Texas. And the year that I won Miss Arkansas was actually the first year I was ever named to the top 10 or had my name called on stage at all. So it was a really exciting experience for me, that I literally went from never having placed or done anything before to winning the title.
Once again, coming into that preliminary season, I thought, wow, I've made the top 10 at Miss Arkansas. Winning a preliminary should be a piece of cake. And I went to my first preliminary and I was 4th runner-up. And then I went to another preliminary, didn't win. And once again, it took me 3 tries to get back to Miss Arkansas. And that year I won. 3 tries in preliminary pageants on the year that I won Miss Arkansas. And that is just a testament to the amazing, incredible women that we have competing in this organization, and to the amount of drive that you have to push yourself in order to succeed in becoming Miss Arkansas.
I competed 3 times before I was crowned Miss Arkansas. My second year that I was there, I was a first runner-up. Extraordinarily disappointed that I wasn't the winner. Mary Stewart won that year, and I remember my dad telling me, you know, I really think it's between you and Mary Stewart, but Mary Stewart's really more talented than you are, so I think she's going to win. And she did. By the time that I won Miss Arkansas, I think I was really ready. So I think the point is that, just like with everything, maybe you don't get it your first time or your second time, and you may not even get it your 3rd or 4th time. It's not in the winning, it's in the experience of doing it.
I competed for 4 years before I won Miss Arkansas, but the personal growth I felt over the course of those 4 years was something that I knew that even if I never won the crown of Miss Arkansas, competing for that time was going to benefit me in the long term.
I competed twice in Miss Arkansas. The first time I just finished my freshman year at the university, and I was 18. And I was quite ambitious. I wanted to be Miss Arkansas that year, but the judges thought that it was not exactly my time.
I actually competed 3 times in the Miss Arkansas pageant. I would have liked to competed 4 times, but in fact my second year I didn't qualify. I lost 3 preliminary pageants and decided to sit out the year. And after that year, after that break, I decided to compete again, won my 4th preliminary pageant on my 3rd year, and got my 2nd chance back to Miss Arkansas. I then placed in the top 5 and came back and won the next year. So even though your journey may be harder or longer than what you expect, stick to it, because the reward is going to be even sweeter once you achieve it.
I won my 3rd year, so I guess that old saying of, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again.
I competed 2 years before winning Miss Arkansas. First year I was in the top 10, and then the second year I won Miss Arkansas. But I competed as a teen in the Miss Outstanding Teen pageant and won that as well, so I think that helped to prepare me for being in Miss Arkansas.
I competed for 4 long years before winning the title.
The first time that I competed in Miss Arkansas, I was 18 years old and was blessed enough to make the top 10. So that was very encouraging. I came back the second year and was named second runner-up. My third year, I dropped down to third runner-up. So it was very trying for me to decide if I wanted to come back for the fourth time, but obviously I'm very glad I did. Each experience teaches you something very unique in itself, and so just because you don't come away with the crown, you always come away with a lesson.
I actually won on my 6th try for Miss Arkansas. The first 2 years I really consider were such a learning experience. I competed my first year as a high school senior and not really knowing a lot about what all the job would entail, just knew that someday I wanted to be Miss Arkansas, and I had that desire and that determination. I think that's what got me through all 6 years, and you have to realize 3 of those years I was second runner-up. So working hard and the time I spent to achieve my goal, it was worth every minute, every workout, every sacrifice, every bit of it is worth it to be Miss Arkansas and to have this service opportunity.
I was a trailblazer back in the day. It did take me 4 attempts before I won Miss Arkansas, and that was before it was habitual for that to take place. And remember also, as Miss Arkansas, all the children that we speak to, the students across Arkansas, a few of them can relate to winning, but a whole lot more can relate to losing. And I think we've got a lot to share when it took us more than one effort to achieve the crown and title of Miss Arkansas.